Well, today's episode of the Thunderbolt is only going to be on two cameras. I'm going to use this camera here and the one overhead so you can look down into the area that I'm working. I don't feel that my other camera on that side, I don't know, I just don't have enough room here, so two cams set up. We'll give this a try. Hopefully you can get a better view of what I'm doing. Okay, the first thing that I did was I took my canopy that I bought and put it on, and I traced around it with a pencil. Then I took a thumbtack and I stippled holes about every 3/16 of an inch. I've blown it out real good, the entire cockpit area, and I see a little spot that I'm going to put a dot of black on. I just don't want to break out the paint again for one little dot. So that's gone. So that's good. So it's pretty much under control. Now, I was going to stipple and sand this canopy. We might go ahead and sand the canopy a little bit. That's probably a good idea, to at least sand the canopy. So we'll get some 320 here and sand the edge. Ain't nothing more disastrous than to build a really nice model and have the pilot come unglued, or the canopy come off, or some kind of other crazy thing. So you kind of want to hedge your bets the whole way through. Now I've taped this canopy off so that my fingerprints don't get on it. But now we're going to have dust inside here, so we're going to have to clean this off. So first thing I'm going to do is blow it off. And then we'll get a paper towel once more. Hopefully we won't put any scratches inside the canopy, because that'll, that will kill me. These canopies weren't cheap from Tower Hobbies. Okay, so the game plan is I went ahead and I put a couple pieces of tape on the canopy so I could spread it and set it down on here without smearing the epoxy. However, I did have another game plan, and that is we're going to take and spread it with my fingers, set it down like this, and set it up. Remember, you only got one chance, so it has to be perfect the first time. So I think that's going to be the trick. This will be a very short video, 10 minutes, because we're going to mix 5-minute epoxy, and I know darn well that it doesn't take very long for this to set up. And once we mix this up, we're committed, so I got to go from here and get her done. Hopefully it'll be okay. So let's mix up quite a bit of epoxy. I always worry when I do these jobs like this, because there is no mistakes. If you make a mistake, the whole airplane's ruined. Okay, 55 minute. Don Rice, I think he uses epoxy that takes a week to dry or whatever. I don't know. I don't care for doing things like that. So I've made the test, and we're gonna go around here. Put the epoxy on all the way around. Now you don't want to go up too high because then you can see it from the inside. But you got to have enough on it to hold it on. So it's kind of a balancing act. But the nice thing about it is the superfill on the outside, after we rough it up with 80 grit on the outside and mold it into the fuselage, that also locks it up. I mean, it's not going anywhere. The last video I did, I moved the camera. The last video I did, I noticed you're getting a lot of pictures of my back. We can't have that. Okay, I've went all the way around it. We're going to give her a whirl, try to get it set down the first time in the correct spot. Wish me luck. That's it. So now, I'm just going to sit here and hold this for a few minutes. This particular canopy is for a foam airplane. But we'll see how it worked. And the only way you can tell how it worked is when it dries, we'll peel the tape off and look inside there. So I'll try to cut some of the dry time out because I know it's very boring to watch things dry. And so, just holding it here. 5 minutes. Just pray that it went on without smearing inside. I've just been using my camera microphones. I have that microphone boom, and that'll be pretty helpful in the interviews and the outdoor stuff. I still need that blimp so we can cut the wind noise for this summer. Almost dry. Now, by the looks of it, the way this canopy kind of rolled up in the plastic, I'm going to have to come back with a Dremel tool and Dremel that down before adding superfill, so that it transitions smoothly. Yeah, we got it on there. Okay, I took a break and I'm just shooting with one camera now. What I'm doing here is I'm taking a Dremel and we're kind of blending in this canopy theme, because we don't want a big step there. We want it to be a nice smooth transition. Down here it won't matter because it's an angle this way, but when I have a flat, I have to knock it down a little bit. I think that's going to do it. And we'll blow it off. The canopy install came out perfect. It was a slight bit of a pain to get this one spot on this side to glue down, where I had to get some more epoxy and push it in there and hold it. That's all right. We're not in a big hurry. Let me get this out one more time. So we're looking to paint here as soon as the weather clears up. I should have this ready to go by the time the weather clears up. So we'll be painting two airplanes. I'm going to do them on camera. Now, I had it taped off once, but there's a slight gap in the back here. And what we're going to do there to fix that is I'm going to take some epoxy and I'm going to lay a bead of epoxy on the back where that gap is, because I don't want any of the superfill to push up into the canopy when I mold it. So, I mean, I could use white glue, but we'll just go ahead and use a little bit of epoxy. So we'll mix a little bit up here. I haven't really been working on this airplane very hard because I've been working on other stuff. I have to start working on a classic Continental a little more. Just got too many projects going. So I mixed a little bit of epoxy, and I mean just very little. And we're going to dab it on there right here, because like I said, I don't want that superfill to run up inside inside the canopy so that you can see it from the inside. And that has happened to me before. This lifted just a little bit. I think we'll get some tape and I'll get some I'll get this on here real quick and get some tape to pull that down. So far, the canopy install has gone off without a hitch, which is amazing. Usually there's some kind of screw up. So now, yeah, that'll be good. When we come back, we'll be doing the superfill. So we'll see you in a bit. When that dries, we'll come back and do superfill. Well, I've got the canopy all molded in, and I just mixed up the superfill and put it around the canopy itself. As you can see here, it's not going to be dry tonight. We'll just pack it in for this evening. I don't think it's going to be good weather for painting tomorrow, but maybe the next day, maybe Saturday, so we can get them both painted. I got this pretty close. The other one's ready to be shot. Gonna swing by the body shop tomorrow and get some more paint cans. I buy quart cans, empty cans, and mix up my colors. I'll probably mix a half a gallon for these. There's 2 airplanes, so I can have extra. We won't obviously use a half a gallon, but once this paint is mixed, you have to have enough for touch-up. You can't, because it's a special color. So we want to make sure we have enough. So we're going to mix a quart of paint, and like I say, that'll probably be a half a gallon, because you only want to use 1 pint, no more than 1 pint of paint for an airplane. So that's a quart mixed 50-50 makes a half a gallon. So we'll do that tomorrow, and then I'll have enough paint for everything. Now the next thing that gets done here is, I'm getting it pretty close. It's pretty close to all sanded out. where it needs to be. I need to be able to just see through. You see where you can see through some of this stuff. Where you can just see through the primer. Because we don't want a lot of weight. This airplane's already pretty heavy. I don't know how the heck Billy builds them so light. Of course, this is a foam wing. I gave up quite a bit on the foam wing. You remember from that, but I need to cut all this primer out, and we're gonna just spray on a light coat of gray. Probably gonna add about 3 more ounces to this thing total. We gotta get it off the best we can. I thought I'd go ahead and edit this. You know, I did the first part, the canopy install. I let it set. I went ahead and put the super fill on it. So I'll go ahead and edit this movie up. And then as soon as the weather gets back, it's humid as heck right now. It's about 300% humidity. As soon as the weather gets better, I think it's going to be good Saturday. We'll go ahead and paint these 2 airplanes. And normally what I'll do, because I'm going to be painting, I'm going to have to clean up everything to get the dust out of here. Clean the shop. I'll probably do the clearing on those airplanes as well. I get started painting them, I just keep right on going. Then I gotta get back on my Continental project. And of course we have the Excalibur project I need to finish. I think I can do that in maybe a day. So that's not a big deal. Just so much going on. I feel kind of guilty that I haven't been able to keep up with all this stuff. I guess, I don't know, kind of burn out. So anyway, I'm gonna cut the camera. We'll edit this mess up, and I'll get it loaded up for you. So make sure you like, subscribe, share. Until I see you again, fair winds, tight line. See ya.